This is a question that you get to answer, so you can put your hands up or shout out answers, whatever you like. Why are there hungry people? That's the question. Why are there hungry people? Greed? Sin? A broken world? Fallen nature? Poor people? Any other? Famine? Any other answers? Any from the back? Okay. What was that, sorry? Mindset. Yeah. Give you a last chance for any answers. Corruption, yeah. Some great answers there. There's famine, there's war, there's climate crisis, there's floods, injustice, poverty. In short, there are things in the world, aren't there, that happen to stop people from accessing food. And we're seeing this in the news, aren't we? Even this week. Around the world, there are hungry people. And it's a problem of shortage. There's not enough, or what there isn't shared fairly. When even a little bit of food becomes available, and it's kind of, if you see some of the footage, it's traumatic. Even a little bit of food becomes available, and hungry people will do anything they possibly can, even risking their own lives, to get just a little bit for them and their children, because we need food to live. But did you know, and I know some of you do, but did you know that people get hungry for things that aren't food? Now we know what it's like, don't we, to be hungry for food or to be thirsty. It's like having a hole inside of you, isn't it, that only food or drink can fill. And sometimes you get like a specific hunger for a specific food, don't you? Especially pregnant women, but not only pregnant women. You've got a biscuit hunger. You're like, I really need a biscuit, or you get I really want to eat a carrot, or something. Just there's some specific food that you want, and maybe that's your body's way of telling you that there's something that you need. You know, you need a bit of salt, maybe you need a bit of sugar because your blood sugar's low, or whatever it is. You need something to fill up that hole. But every one of us has got a hole inside us that food doesn't fill up. Now, we might try to fill it with food, but it doesn't work, does it? We still feel hungry. So we might try and fill it with other things. We might try to fill it with things we can buy with our money, or we could fill it with time with our friends, or with family, or watching TV, or playing computer games, or with all kinds of things, some of which aren't very good for us at all. And however hard we try, however much time or money or effort that we spend, we find we're not satisfied. We want more. We're still hungry. And none of that stuff filled the hole. Although sometimes it can seem like it does just for a bit. But then not very much time goes by and we're suddenly hungry again. And perhaps even hungrier than we were before. Now this is because we are hungry for God. We are hungry for spiritual things. And only spiritual things, only God will fill up that hole. And that's how God made us. It's wonderful to want him above anything else. Like Augustine of Hippo said a long time ago, my heart was restless, Lord, until it found its rest in you. But this is a strange thing, isn't it? Because if this hunger, we're not talking about the hunger for food, we're talking about this hunger for God, it's a hunger that we fill with God. Why are there hungry people? Think about it. Why are there so many people who aren't happy in life? So many people trying to fill themselves up with good things and bad things and everything in between things. Now we know why they're hungry people. We just thought about it because of shortage. Why are there people who are hungry for food? Because of shortage. Because there's not enough food or not enough money to buy food. Or because wicked people keep the food from the people who need it. But did you notice in the story Jesus told, it's what we call a parable. That's a story told to teach us something about God and us. In that story, Jesus describes God and his kingdom like a great banquet. It's like a feast, like a party, a wedding party. And at that feast, there is more than enough food to go around, and there is more than enough space for anyone who wants to be there. I don't know how many people we could get around our dining table. I don't know if we've tried to fill it up with that many. Well, I think if some of them were kids and you squeezed in, you could maybe get 12 if we extended it and you were like that. You could maybe get 12. God's got a much bigger table than we do. There is room for anyone who wants to be there. Isaiah 55 verse 1 says this. And this is God speaking. Come, all who are thirsty, come to the waters. And you who have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without cost. In John 6, verse 35, Jesus promises, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. The kingdom of God, life with God, is like a feast that we are invited to, where we can fill the hole that every one of us has. We can find in Jesus a satisfaction to the hunger. And it is as much as we want. It is more than we could possibly eat. And everyone is welcome. Everyone is invited. God says, come. We don't have to have anything to offer. You know, I think there's some really expensive restaurants in Cartmel, isn't there? If you'll get to know this. There's some really, really expensive restaurants in Cartmel, and I think if I turned up, I couldn't eat because it's too expensive. There'd be places I couldn't go. I'm sure there's restaurants and hotels all over the country where if I turned up, even if I put on a tie, they wouldn't even let me in because I haven't got the money. I'm not the right kind of person. But God's kingdom isn't like that. We don't have to have anything to offer. It doesn't matter what we're wearing. It's not food that we have to pay for, and so it doesn't matter if we don't have that money. We don't need to be rich or important. We don't even need to be very good. Did you notice in the story how the servant is told to compel them to come in? Now, it's not saying that he has to use force. It's because poor, crippled, blind and lame people from the country roads and the lanes, they won't feel that they deserve to be at a feast like this. And so they need persuading that that's where the master wants them. They need persuading that he's not asking anything from them in return. They need persuading that this is a real open invitation and they are welcome to take it. All we need to do, whoever we are, is go to God without money, without cost. You turn up with empty hands and empty pockets and receive by believing in Jesus. And if we do, we will never go hungry. We will never be thirsty. That hole in us that food and drink and sex and drugs and rock and roll and whatever else can't fill will be filled. Because he is more than enough for every spiritual need that we have. But why are there hungry people? Why, when this invitation has been made to everyone, are there still people trying to fill that hole with everything else? Why do we still think sometimes that the things around us, the things of this world, will be enough to satisfy the God hunger that our Creator has built into us? And we know it's not because of shortage. I've already said this. It's not because the spiritual food isn't available. It's an open invitation. It's not on the top shelf where you can't reach it. It's not locked behind a paywall. There's more than enough for all of us put together to ever eat up. It's as if I was stood here in front of this table looking at it saying, I'm just hungry and there's no food anywhere. Like I really need something to eat and I can't get it. I'm stood in front of the food. My hunger has no excuse. Why are there hungry people? It's because some of those who are invited don't want to come. People are invited, and some of them have even said that they'll come. But when the time arrives, they make excuses. And by the way, they're not very good ones. In fact, they're a little insulting to the person who's inviting them. When the time comes, they think the things of this world, the possessions, the work, the relationships are more important and more likely to be able to fill that hole than the one who made us. People are hungry not because they don't have access to the spiritual food God offers, but because they don't accept his invitation. And like Jesus says, they're going to miss out. And they'll very quickly find out that the things that they thought would satisfy them don't. And they'll be left forever hungry, forever wanting something they could have had if only they hadn't made excuses. Do you realize this morning that the King of the universe has invited you to join him for a feast? That's the word that's going out this morning, isn't it? You are invited to come to this table. A feast that you can eat now. Like one of these pieces. You can pick it up and start enjoying it now. And every day for the rest of your life. And that you will eat with him forever if you only accept his invitation today. Are you hungry today? Come to God and be filled. Let's sing our final hymn, number 426, How Deep the Father's Love for Us.